Hey, how's it going, guys? This problem looks a little different than the other ones we were doing in the previous pages because we've got 3x equals 4x minus 6. Now, if you notice here, we've got the 4x on one side and we've got a 3x on the other side. What we want to do is get all the numbers with variables on one side and all the numbers with no variables on the other side. So what we need to do is get this 4x over to this side of the equal sign. The way we do that is by doing the opposite operation. Since there is no positive number there's no positive sign in front of the 4x, we know that the 4x is positive. So we're going to use the opposite operation to get rid of the 4x on this side. We're going to subtract 4x. Okay? So that's going to get rid of the 4x, but what we do to one side, we have to do to the other. So we're going to subtract 4x from this side too. What that's going to give us is negative 4x and a positive 3x. If we combine those, what we get is a negative x. Because remember, negative means you owe, positive means that you have. So if I owe 4x's and I pay the 3x's that I owe of the 4, I'm still going to owe 1x. So that's why this x here is a negative x. And what I have on this side of the equal sign is a negative 6. Now, I know, and now you're going to know, that whenever you have a negative on both sides of the equation, that negative turns into just a positive. So you get x equals 6, and that's your answer. Okay, now let's try this equation here. We've got we got x plus 3 equals negative 2 plus 2x. Now again, my goal here is to get all the variables on one side of the equal sign and all the numbers without variables on the other side of the equal sign. So this number here doesn't have a variable, so I'm going to move it over here. This 2x does have a variable, so I'm going to move it over here. The way I'm going to do that is by moving the 2x first. I'm going to take away 2x. Because since this is positive, I'm going to use the inverse operation, negative. I'm going to take away 2x. Those 2x's are going to cancel out. But what I do to one side, I have to do to the other. So I'm going to take away 2x over here. Now this 3 here, I want to get it over to this side. And the way I'm going to do that is by using the opposite operation of the positive. I'm going to use a negative 3. Another way of saying that is an inverse operation. I'm going to use a negative 3. That's going to cancel out here, the 3's. But I'm going to do the same thing to this side. I'm going to subtract 3. So what we have left is a negative 2x plus x, and that's going to give me a negative x. And then on this side of the equation, I have a negative 2 and a negative 3. That's as if I owed a negative $2 and a negative $3. That gives me a total of a negative $5 that I owe. Okay, and this 2x gets canceled out. So I got a negative x equals a negative 5. Well, like in the other problem, whenever you have a negative on both sides of the equation, that automatically turns, is going to be a positive number. So x equals 5. I'm going to do one more problem with you, and then hopefully you can do the rest by yourself. Here, I'm going to move the 2x's, the 2x over to this side and the 3 over to this side. So what I'm going to do is add 2x. Here, that's going to get rid of my 2x. So, but what I do to one side, I've got to do to the other. So I'm going to add 2x here. And I'm going to take away the 3 by subtracting 3. That's going to get my 3 here. But what I do to one side, I have to do to the other. So I'm going to subtract 3 here. So now I've got the numbers on one side and the variables on the other. And listen, it doesn't matter which side you move the variables to or which side you move the numbers to, as long as all the variables are on one side and all the numbers are on the other. So let's do the left side first. We get 4 minus 3. 4 minus 3 equals 1. And negative x plus 2x equals a positive x. And my answer is x equals 1. Hopefully that helps, and you'll be able to do the rest of the problems by yourselves. Have fun, guys.